Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how I made this Beetlejuice-inspired crocheted cake. I don't know how to pronounce the original person's website, but I have linked it down below. It is by a lovely lady by the name of Lauren, so shout out to her. For your supplies, you're going to need scissors, 4mm crochet hook. Next, we have a yarn needle. Then I use the orange, yellow, and red yarn to make a flame, which you guys will see what I'm doing later. Also, you will need a pet brush if you want to make a flame, which is something I forgot to include. Then I had white yarn and purple yarn, which I'll explain what each thing is used for. So for the main part of the cake, I used the black and the white yarn, and then for the green I used it for the edging, and then the purple yarn was used to make the candle. And then the other yarns that I mentioned was used to make the flame. Finally, I used stuffing. Oh, another thing I forgot to show is some kind of cardboard. I used a cereal box that I had. So that works just fine, which you will need just to kind of give it some structure at the top and at the bottom in between the stuffing. It's kind of like an ice cream sandwich when you squint a little bit. Anyways, let's get on to the video. Following the pattern, I started with a magic ring. Then I did 6 single crochets in the magic ring. Don't mind me as I struggle. I'm really slow at crocheting and just really bad. I also want to note that while I was trying to figure out how to do the single crochets, because I'm so used to doing half double and double crochets, I figured it out in the end, so that's all that matters, right? Then I continue following the pattern to make the top panel, which I am doing in white. Once I finished the top panel, the original pattern calls to still keep using the same colored yarn, which she ended up using white. However, I wanted to have a different color, so I did switch to the green. It says to crochet into the front part of the loop, I don't know what you call that, in the first stitch, to do 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 1 half double crochet. Then in the next 2 stitches, still coming in from the front, she says to do 2 single crochets, so 1 in each, and then you're just going to repeat that all the way around. It do be looking like a lettuce patty if it were just completely green. Next, I'm switching yarn colors to black, and in this row, I'm going through the back part of the loop, and I am doing single crochets into each of them, which totals around to about 60 stitches. After I finish the first row, I just pretty much do single crochets for the remainder of the tube part, which will be the outside of the cake, and I'm pretty much just doing 3 rows of the black. Then I realized that after I started doing the black stripes that I forgot to trace onto cardboard the inside. So what you're supposed to do, and I didn't do it, is you're supposed to trace the circle you made onto cardboard, and I forgot to do that. So I found a coaster, which is I think about 3.5 inches that I had, and which fit perfectly, so I used that as my guide. And then I cut that out. Then you will see I'm just kind of putting it in for placement. So then I start doing the white row. I did 3 rows of white single crochets, and then I swapped to black, and then back to white, and then back to black, and then back to white. So essentially I had 3 black, 3 white, 3 black, 3 white, 3 black, 3 white, in an alternating pattern, which kind of gives off like the Beetlejuice stripe vibes. Now, I don't have too much experience with Amigurumi. I have attempted to do so, and I'm just bad at it. I will post a picture of my first Amigurumi that I attempted back in like 2018. I think this has been purged from the internet, so good luck trying to find it. But I don't know if when people change colors in Amigurumi, that if they, on the inside, just tie it with another existing yarn, or if they just weave it in. So if you guys have any experience with this, please let me know so I know what to do in the future. But for now, I just kind of tied each of the connecting yarns. So if I swap colors between the black and the white, I just tied that together. it seemed to suffice. Not that I'm giving this away, so. And then I'm showing you guys the inside of what that looks like. I forgot to mention, but I made 2 of the cardboard panels, which will be at the bottom and at the top. And I pretty much stuff it. I don't do it too tight, because you don't want it to like be bulging on the sides, but you also don't want it too little, you know. Then I swap colors from the white to the green again and start doing the same thing that I did before, where I went into the front loops before we did the front loops with the... No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm technically in the front loops, so yeah. I'm doing the same thing that I did before, where in the first stitch, I'm going in through the front, I'm doing a half double crochet, half double crochet, then doing 2 single crochets on the next 2 stitches, so that's 1 and 1, and then just repeating that all the way around. Again, if you need further guidance, please seek the pattern. After I finish that green row, then I go into the back loops and I start decreasing my stitches. I'm not going to give a step-by-step of this, you can find this in the pattern, but pretty much when I get 2 rows into my bottom panel, I stick the cardboard in there. I think they said that like once you get 1 row in to put the cardboard in, but I realized it wasn't as stable as it could have been. I just keep decreasing and decreasing until I have practically nothing. I realize this is a bad camera angle. Once I got to my last row, I pretty much closed it shut, and then I started weaving in any random loose ends that I had. Next up is the candle. The original person who wrote the crochet pattern does have a method of making it. I was trying this and failed too many times. Essentially, she said to make a magic ring and then do 6 single crochets and then just kind of build it up. But that wasn't working for me because I could barely see the stitches, probably because I didn't have that great of lighting. So what I ended up doing was I think I chained like 9 or 10 stitches, and then I made like 4 rows of single crochets, and I made that a rectangle, and then I just kind of sewed it together so it looked like a tube, which I guess got the job done. I don't know what I did. Looks a little messy, but it's alright. Once I had my tube, I sewed it in the middle of the top of the cake. Finally, I needed to make the flame. She does give instructions on how to do the flame. What I essentially did was I took each yarn color and I maybe cut about 5 inches. Then I did a slip knot in the middle and then attached it to my crochet hook. Then took this pet brush and pretty much brushed it out. And then I gave it a haircut. I had leftover yarn from when I sewed the candle onto the cake. And I somehow plunged that through the yarn, and then somehow kept it in place by sewing it some more. Not very comprehensive. I would recommend checking out her pattern and it'll give you more information. But yeah, essentially that is my cake. Did I fudge it? I did. Did I have fun making it? Of course. This was technically an Amigurumi pattern. Not that I have much experience, hence the picture I showed you before. But after this experience, I think I wouldn't mind doing this again. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video of me attempting to make a Beetlejuice cake, oh, I would totally love this for a cake. Also, if anybody cares, tomorrow's my birthday, so please feel free to wish me a happy birthday. That's why I made this cake, was for my birthday. Every year it feels like I'm trying to make myself a birthday cake out of yarn. I just never finish it. So this was the year I was gonna do it. Plus with the new Beetlejuice movie coming out, perfect timing. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios!